Hey guys, Sword Brian here today, bringing you guys another YouTube video. And today's YouTube video is Stick Fights, episode 16, Sonic, Shadow, and Emerl vs Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza. Now, this is by far the biggest stick fight so far, and it's the first 3-on-3 tag match. And since there are so many characters I have to go through, I can't really go as in-depth as I really would like to, so I'm just going to briefly go over each character, starting off with Goku. Goku is a Saiyan, and thanks to his Saiyan heritage, Goku has access to a variety of Super Saiyan forms, going from 1 to 3, and thanks to training from people like Whis and Miras, he is able to tap into Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, which raises his power exponentially, and thanks to Miras, Goku can tap into Ultra Instinct Sign / Ultra Instinct Omen, which increases his speed tremendously, along with the added benefit of dodging without thinking, and of course, the technique gives him more power. The downfall to this technique is the fact that it takes a ton of energy for him to use, and since Goku isn't a god, he probably won't ever be able to use the full extent of this power. Also, on top of Goku having many forms that multiply his power by millions of times, Goku also has attacks to help him fight strong opponents. Some attacks, to name a few, are the Destructo Disc, the Solar Flare, the Instant Transmission, and the Kamehameha. But that's enough about Goku, now it's time for Vegeta. Vegeta is a Saiyan just like Goku. Everyone knows that Vegeta can do every Saiyan transformation that Goku can, and that is true, but Vegeta does have one transformation that Goku doesn't even have. He has a stronger version of Super Saiyan Blue. I don't know what it's called, but Jiren states in the manga that Vegeta's power in this new version of Super Saiyan Blue was the strongest person he fought in the tournament besides the Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, which I think is pretty impressive to say the least. And currently, in Vegeta's new arc, Vegeta is doing spirit control training by the Yardrats who taught Goku the instant transmission, and unfortunately we haven't got to see what he's capable of. All we know is that he's gotten a lot stronger, and by the end of the training, I'm guessing he's going to have mastered 2 techniques, and I think the 2 techniques that Vegeta's going to be getting is the instant transmission and a healing ability, but that's just speculation, and we won't know until he touches down on Earth. All we know for sure is that he has better control of his energy, which is going to prove most useful in future fights. Next, it's time for Frieza. Frieza is an interesting character. He was once the strongest being in all of the series, but nowadays he isn't. And thanks to this, Frieza is more of somebody who sneaks around the shadows, manipulating people and working behind the scenes to win a battle. He is a smart person, but his downfall is he has a really bad temper. After all, like I said, he was once one of the strongest beings in the universe, so of course he doesn't take getting beaten like a ragdoll too lightly. So he might do something stupid because he's mad. Frieza has a lot of energy attacks and moves. He has telekinesis, he has a laser beam, and he even has the Death Saucer that can lock onto its opponent, similarly to the Destructo Disc, and cut through them. And most importantly, he has a golden form, which thanks to feats from the shell, it should be equal to Super Saiyan Blue, because when he first arrived, Goku and Frieza were fighting at equal terms in their base forms, and then they both transform and their power is still equal. But that's enough about Frieza, now it's time for Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog is dubbed the fastest hedgehog, and for good reason. Most of Sonic's abilities stem from the fact that he can run really fast. His moves like the spin dash and boost wouldn't work as well if Sonic wasn't such a fast character. And another move that is 100% influenced based off of his speed is a Sonic Wave, where he literally spins fast enough to the point where he can make a supersonic wave. But just because most of Sonic's techniques are linked to his speed, that doesn't mean Sonic can't fight without speed. In fact, Sonic created a fighting style based off of breakdancing, which just shows Sonic does sometimes take the time to learn how to fight with his fist. But Sonic usually just relies with his classic spin dash, boost attack, and his homing attack, which on their own are very useful attacks. Sonic can also use the Chaos Emeralds, which can aid Sonic in battle. He can use them to do things like stop time and teleport to where he wants to, or he can even teleport something else to another location. And if he has all of the Chaos Emeralds, using the positive energy of them, Sonic transforms into his super form that raises his power exponentially. Now, that's enough about Sonic, now it's time for Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog is basically Sonic's rival, and at the same time, he's completely opposite from Sonic. Let me explain. Shadow isn't as fast as Sonic, so instead of relying on speed-based attacks, he mainly relies on using his fist to fight his battles. Though this doesn't mean Shadow isn't good at using the boost and the spin dash, he just mainly relies on using his fist because he can get more out of it. Shadow's biggest strength lies in the Chaos Emeralds. Not saying he's weak without the Chaos Emeralds, but Shadow learned how to stop time and teleport without needing the aid of the Chaos Emeralds. Shadow now might be able to do all of his Chaos powers without the help of the Chaos Emeralds, which is pretty insane if you think about it. And some of the moves Shadow can do thanks to Chaos Control is the Chaos Spear, an attack where Shadow throws energy-based spears at the opponent that he can alter their size and power based off however he wants it. Shadow can also do Chaos Magic, where he teleports a chunk of distorted space and teleports it to his opponent in an instant. And his most impressive and strongest attack is the Chaos Blast, a gigantic blast of chaos energy that destroys everything in its path. Shadow can also use his Inhibitor Rings, and I can't pronounce it right, of course, but his Inhibitor Rings give him a massive boost of power. The only downside to this is it saps his energy insanely quick, so he can't always take them off. And the Inhibitor Rings are only on his hands, not his feet. The ones on his feet are just for show. If there were for not show, he would have took them off during the Mephiles fight. And just like Sonic, Shadow can also tap into the power of the Chaos Emeralds and go super. But that's enough about Shadow. Now, last but not least, it's time for Emerl. And where do I begin with this character? He's more of a hat character than anything else, and I'm not really even sure about the full extent of what Emerl can or cannot do. Emerl is a character who can copy any attack no matter how difficult the move is to learn. He can copy the move even if he doesn't have the body part. Like if someone attacked him with a tail, or like in Sonic Battle, Amy always used a hammer, Emerl could just manifest it and copy the attack. In fact, Emerl's copying abilities are so insane that he can also improve the attack that he just learned to be a far better move than it once was. And that's not all. Emerl not only can copy an ability or a transformation, he can also combine the ability with other abilities to make his attack just that much stronger. And there's not really a limit to the moves Emerl can learn or copy. In fact, by the end of his run in Sonic Battle, Emerl had copied Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rouge's 123 Gamma, Chaos, and Cream's moves. Not only that, but he also improved the attacks, and he can use all of their attacks in any combination and at the same time. On top of all of that, he also has the ability to learn insanely quickly. not only techniques, but he's also able to learn incredibly fast how to fight. Like, Rouge was teaching him how to be the ultimate jewel thief, and he was learning pretty quickly. Granted, Rouge might have never finished the training, but this still shows that Emerl has actually learned how to fight tactically. And since Emerl absorbed the Chaos Emeralds, he has the full power of the Chaos Emeralds, both the negative and the positive, but he can't just transform into some super form. But that's enough about Emerl. Now it's time for the fight. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the fight. So now it's time to explain some things that happened in the fight, starting off with how did Sonic lose to Frieza? Well, Frieza is a sly person doing a lot of sneaky things. Sonic was toying around with the entire fight until it was too late, and Frieza got the jump on him. Couple the fact that Sonic was also blinded with rage after what Frieza did to Emerl, Sonic wasn't fighting anywhere near his maximum power. Yeah, I understand Frieza beating Sonic just because Sonic was angry and was toying around with him is kind of a stretch to say the least, but hey, I think that is the most realistic way that could happen. Next, we have how did Emerl get eliminated? Because he was doing pretty good, but then he just started freaking out and got eliminated. Well, this was the first time Emerl saw God Ki. He went from Super Saiyan God all the way to Ultra Instinct in less than a day. Now, training in God Ki is very important, so your body gets used to it. Emerald's body didn't have the time to get used to the God Ki. He just kept copying attack after attack after attack. And since Emerald is such a good person when it comes to copying abilities, he could still tap into the Super Saiyan Blue relatively easily, and he didn't have to worry about freaking out and just exploding. But Ultra Instinct takes way too much strain on the body. Even with Goku, how long he trained in God Ki control, he couldn't even take it when he transformed into it, so somebody who had less than a day's training wouldn't be able to take Ultra Instinct. If he was somehow able to take Ultra Instinct, Emerl would have been able to tap into Mastered Ultra Instinct in the fight. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video, but it always comes that time of day when I have to say, bye!
A, B, C, D, E, F, G,